Hi,
Hey,
Mr.
hey,
Wallace. How are
how you doing?
you?
All right, all right.
In the city traffic. In the city traffic. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Usually I'm home this time of day, and I was like, I'm outside, but we'll make it work. I'm good at adapting. So,
Yeah, for sure. I know how that traffic is up there too.
yeah, it definitely gets crazy. I
Crazy.
end up
Yeah.
transitioning. So, I'm originally from the city, and then I moved a little ways out, so the traffic is different. So, every time I
Hmm.
come back, I got to get back into it, and the passive aggressive driving, it becomes a thing.
It's
But
crazy.
I wanted to say thank you for allowing me to sponsor your events. Um, I was excited. I was
Oh no,
excited to do that.
thank you for believing in us and supporting what we do and what we're trying to do in our communities.
Yeah,
It's greatly appreciated. Trust me.
I think that it is super important. Just because I think I see it from both sides.
Hmm.
And being from the city, I was a cashier. And when I was 19 years old, my grandma, she left me her house pretty
Hmm.
much. It was a dollar D transfer, all of this stuff. And what I ended up doing was I sold that property, and I made about 150,000, and I reinvested it into real estate. I said, okay, this is an opportunity, this is a chance, let me take it. And
Hmm.
then I just was able to see, all of the things that my people were missing, like the information that we didn't have, the knowledge that we
Yep.
didn't have. And it was like, but the line is so thin. I was literally sharing that with somebody close to me. I think maybe yesterday or the day before. I said, the line is so thin. All it really takes is somebody to take a stand, to make a change, educate, and then everybody to move at once.
Yep.
When you start moving at once, it makes the biggest difference. So I focus a lot of my time on like mindset and just change, change, change. So when I see big names actually step in to do it as well, I'm like, yes. No, I'm serious because
Yeah,
I'm an
for
advocate
sure.
for it. My life changed so drastically just by taking small steps, little small call to actions. So when I see other
Hmm.
people do it, I'm like, yeah, this is the move because this is what our people need, but they do have to see it. It's
Yeah,
easier to
for
tell
sure.
somebody something, but I feel like they really need to see it. So you're
And
doing it.
then I'm glad you're also showing our people how to do it from another way because we have that mindset that okay, we made it if we're a professional athlete. We made
Right,
it. We made it if I'm a rapper. We made it. No,
right.
but you could be successful in other things and just looking at your whole background with everything, you did a tremendous job and like for your
Yeah,
kids, your nieces, nephews, whoever, all of the young ladies and younger people in your family should look up to you for that because
yeah.
it's like you think about it, most people out here your age aren't doing what you're doing. You know what I'm
They're
saying?
not
And
thinking to. I don't know
exactly.
why, and it's so crazy because real estate is everything on so many levels. Like I'm driving, somebody owns this expressway. When you walk
Hmm.
out your door, somebody owns it. You live somewhere. You don't think about that stuff. When you die, you're buried. That's land.
Yep.
When you're born, it's a hospital. That's a building. It's like this is the stuff that we take part in every single day. Why not have a piece of it? Because I think
Hmm.
ownership is a big key to a lot of stuff. And money doesn't change everything, but it
No, it doesn't.
definitely gives you the power to change certain things, some important things. It does help to make really pivotal changes. You got to be
Yes.
able to make certain changes just because you need ownership of yourself. And
Hmm.
obviously, if you can't afford your life, then it's hard to really make certain determinations about it.
Yeah.
So when I do it to show people because I'm young. I'm 26. I'm the first millionaire in my family. I retired my great grandma. I have now more control over my life than I did as a cashier, and there was nothing wrong with being a cashier. I was
Right.
responsible with
Right.
money back then too.
Honest job.
Yeah, it's
Hmm.
an honest job. I was responsible even back then because I think it was just a mindset for me. So in my mindset, I always say I was a millionaire at Shoprite. I always make that joke, but that's the real thing.
And it
But
came
when
to
I like
fruition.
it did, but I'm telling people how easy it is. That's why I'm like so normal with people. I'm like, no, no, no. That line is so thin. All it takes is for just like small things,
Hmm.
and you can make a big difference, like you said, for your families, for your community, because Black lives have to matter to us just
Fact.
as well as we want it to matter to everybody else. So when people's like equality and all of that stuff, I think if we focus more on being powerful within ourselves,
Hmm.
the equality will come. When you
Especially
show
in our youth.
yourself
Yep.
certain respect, yeah, exactly. It's just about how you carry it. And I tell us as millennials, we are so powerful, especially with
Hmm.
technology and the way that we get to shift things. Like, it's times where no offense to the older people that might be watching, but I'm like, you don't know about this? Now I got to teach them
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
technology. It's like, yo, we really run the world. You got to take advantage of that and really step into your position, and we don't.
No,
because we
that,
don't
but
really
you
have
know,
much leaders. So that's why I think it's like dope that you are leading the way you are.
well, it's I do have to tip my hat to the younger generation, the millennials, because with I would say with my generation and before, it was okay. You know, we were at call to arms, and you know we were ready to go.
Yeah.
But the millennials, y'all took it a step further and made it what it should have been, because just look at it. We've been protesting. Black people been getting killed for many years
Yeah.
in all of our major cities: New York, Philly, Chicago, L.A., Miami, whatever. But now to see all of the protests in so many states, in so many countries, it was like that was all, in my opinion, that was all through and due to millennials. You know, getting that word out there.
Yeah.
All the
Pulling them phones
fastest
out,
social
showing it.
media apps.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like my even now.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, my kids show me about certain stuff, even on the iPhone and all of that. So, I mean, it's making great changes and great strides, and that's the biggest thing.
Yeah. You have to. And I think when just now everything is in our face. In our face.
Hmm.
Back then we had to catch it on the news. You know, we might see it in the paper or something. Now
Yeah.
it's like as soon as you open your phone, we're able to Sage, what's wrong?
Oh,
Aw. Oh, she want ice cream. Okay, I'll get you ice cream. Yeah, she wants ice cream. But
mommy
it's like,
duties.
yeah, all the time. All the time. I was thinking like I'm in a car, how is this gonna work? But I feel like I need to make that a thing too, is no excuses when it comes to life. Like I'm a mom all the time, but I like to show people that you can do everything. Most people make
Yeah,
you feel
you
like you
can.
gotta pick and choose. You gotta be here, you gotta do this, you gotta wear this hat here, you gotta wear this hat. No, I always show up as my authentic self
Hmm.
because you want people to know that they can do it too. You have to make it like relatable. All right, we here,
Fact,
y'all. Okay.
fact that. Yeah,
Yeah,
black
that's.
women wear so many hats in our families.
I think that's.
It's
I think that's
unbelievable.
important though. Like even what you were saying about the older generation versus like the newer generation.
Hmm.
Now that we're both on the same page, it's like us together as a united front. That's super dope.
Yeah,
Because you got the millennial aspect of it, but then there's certain things that we need from our older people because you guys are wise, and then you can lead us in certain ways. And I think that is a big part too. A lot of our leaders aren't protected.
hmm.
They wasn't respected. It's like there's no way y'all should be letting people get assassinated. It's just certain things that shouldn't happen. And I
Right.
think as millennials, we're a little different. We're just a little different.
Yeah.
We're just a little
Y'all,
different.
y'all, y'all, y'all more action, which is good, which is great to see. You know, I'm glad to say that I was able to touch a lot of young lives in the community, to be able to grow up to be positive young men and women in the community when I was used to do my basketball camps or make
Yeah,
any appearances when I was back home in Philly during my heydays. But to see the young folks, hey, call to action.
yeah. But you gotta have people that, give you something to work towards. Not everybody feels like they have what it takes to start. And you might not
Hmm.
have a person that actually really has the heart or they're not brave enough to, make that first step. But then
Right.
once you do it, it becomes like popular. Because that's what it really is. I don't know. Life right now, the one we live in anyway, partially because of social media, it's like a popularity thing. So we do what we feel is
Yep.
cool or we do what we feel is socially accepted and, all of that stuff. So when you see people like you, um, that you made it through a few different eras. And that's
Yeah.
something that's commendable too. Seriously, that's
Yeah,
a
it's a
big thing
blessing.
because not
Thankful to the Most
everybody.
High.
Yeah, I was about to say not everybody gets a chance to just be around, or they'll make it through and then not have their sanity, or some
Hmm.
people they're not really, how do I say it, reputable, right? You don't
Right.
want to take the advice from certain people, but when you do have people like yourself, it's a blessing that you're like, all right, I can actually talk to this person. It's like an old head. We all need old heads. We all
We
need
all need
somebody
old
that we
heads,
can tap
right?
into. Yeah, because knowledge is the best thing.
Hmm.
But it's not everywhere. It's not like a frequent thing. Not everybody can teach. So yeah, my
For
stand on
sure.
it is just like making it a thing. Like telling people, hey, this is what we need to do. This is what we can do. I feel like financial freedom is a big part of that
It is.
because a lot of people get kind of pushed to the wayside or they get caught up in doing what they feel like they have to do.
Hmm.
And I feel like you never should do what you have to do. You should always be doing what you want to do. You should be
What you
doing
want to
what
do.
feels right. But sometimes when that pressure comes, you don't really have that time to
Yeah.
make the thought. Like when you operating off of survival and panic, it's a whole different word. I've
Whole
done
different.
both.
Yep.
I've done both. Like I've been, all right, I got to do this. I got to go to work. I got to show up. I got to do this. And you get so caught up in routine day to day that you don't realize, like, yo, I missed this whole section of my life. I missed this whole part of my life. I could have been doing this. I should have been doing this. Come on, Sage, you ready? Come on. We done. You want this? Here.
That's
You can
all
have it.
she
You don't
wanted.
have to cry. That's all she wanted. She's like,
Yeah.
Mom. There you go. It's okay. But yeah.
Ooh, I
So
remember them
where
days.
I have 4 of them. 2,
Yeah. Oh, me too.
4,
Me
6,
too.
and a newborn. So my son will be like, no,
Ooh.
that's 0. I'm like, no, she's not 0. She's 3 months. Let's not make it a thing. Yeah, but I have 4. I don't think I want it anymore. I think I'm okay right now. It's a good
Man,
balance.
you are set.
They so close.
Yeah,
They so
you are
close to
set.
one
I
another.
have 4 myself.
But they older now. So they
Yeah,
have to
all
take
my
care of
kids is grown.
themselves.
Well, my youngest is 16.
Take your seatbelt off. Your
She's
youngest
that's
is 16? She about to
yeah,
start
my youngest
driving.
16.
She about to start driving.
Oh yeah, don't remind me, please.
Yeah. Oh, you got some questions. They asking you like, what are your investments? Oh, they want to know. They want to know if you're a real estate investor too. What is
Oh,
your
for
take
me,
on it? Yeah.
well, for me, I do a little bit of it here and there. I wouldn't say I'm major making any type of major investments. I started small. My niece actually does real estate down here in Carolina, so we're going to start up a little renovation company and try to do something positive. The same way that you help uplift a lot of people in the
Yeah.
community back in Philly. Well, that's what we're going to try to do down here in Durham because Durham is a bad area as well. You have
Yeah.
your certain parts, and don't get me wrong, where like every city has its nice
I was just
parts,
gonna
its
say that
nice
everybody has
areas.
like their balance. You got the better
But it
part,
also you got your bad parts, and this
right?
parts of Durham. Yeah, they do got projects down here for those who are interested and thinking that they don't. But down south, yeah, they do got projects. It's just the fact our projects were stacked.
Hmm.
Theirs are more spread out.
Okay.
So it's a lot of bad areas though. A lot of low income housing out here. So we just going to try to make that difference as well.
Yeah, I actually wanted to do that. It's a lady. I think her name is Pam Brown Courtney, and she made
hmm
like a development. She's in Arkansas, and
Okay.
because the thing is, that's another thing. You're a product of your environment, so it's
Yep.
hard to want better and do better if you don't see better. So just
Exactly.
revitalizing your neighbor, and I say that all the time because literally the house that I sold was in a bad area, right?
Right.
But at the time that I sold it, we were like right in the middle of gentrification. South Philly, born and raised my whole
Okay.
life. And when I sold it for 152, but I realized like 2 weeks after that, I could have sold it for 300,000. And I was like, well, what happened? Because I didn't know anything. I literally did. I was
Right. Right.
19. I didn't know any. I had no knowledge on real estate. I'd be like, I'm the crash test dummy. I just figured it all out, as I went along.
Right.
But you got to see the area now. Everything, rooftop deck, 3 stories, it's beautiful. We got like dog parks and dog groomers and
Say
Whole Foods
word
everywhere. And I'm like, oh no, because we didn't have those things.
at
So when I
all.
think about those areas, like I said, it's just a lack of knowledge. You can go to any state and go to an auction. That's what I
Yeah.
do here, like in Philly. I take people to get $600 houses. You know how many times people spend $600?
Fact.
Can you think about how many times? Like that's Chick-fil-A money over the course of a couple of months.
Of months, right? Or
And
yeah,
it's like, all
whatever.
right,
Yeah.
all you need is one house. And they're like, well, what do I do with the house? I can't fix it. Then you sell it as is because it's worth more than 600. It's like the mindset shift
hmm
of it all because that's what people do. They'll go to the areas that are bad because they're
Yep.
cheap. I'm going to
Yep.
go in there and get them pennies on the dollar. So anything that I put into it will then put equity into it. And now
hmm
I done revitalized the whole community. And then they scream gentrification. But I feel like it's up to us to save our own areas. And it's not difficult. Like I said,
It is.
it's just
We
all a
just don't
knowledge
know
thing.
about it. Yep, all
No,
the knowledge thing, exactly. We
no.
just don't know about it because that's not what we were taught. You have a lot of
Right.
white companies and white people who were more taught like that when they were
Yeah.
younger by
Yeah.
their mothers, fathers, or whoever. And for
Yeah.
us, it was a total different learning stage of survival.
Yeah.
So
Because it's
we didn't
survival.
have it. Yeah,
You
that's
just focus
exactly what
on
it is.
you focusing on making it to the next day. How you do
Mm-hmm.
it, and all, you don't have the strategy, you don't have the structure. That's the problem. That's why for me, no, I take my kids this is Home Depot, that's lumber. No,
Yep.
the towels don't go there. That's backsplash. Yep, this is the GFI. I went to go
Mm-hmm.
get my contractor's license. I took my baby. Closing tables. I take my other ones. Like y'all need to see this. We have to normalize it and really make it a thing because
Yep.
they profit off of our ignorance. Like
Yep.
I get
And
that all the
we're the
time.
biggest consumers.
We are the
We
biggest
gonna buy some shit
consumers.
up.
You gotta listen. I went to King of Prussia the other day. I had a photo shoot. So I went to Neiman Marcus. I had to, get my stuff together. And the Gucci lines and the Louis lines, they wrapped. Everybody standing there with their mask on because, they got the PUA. And I said, when this is over, what will they have to show for it besides a bag or besides a shoe?
Or belt.
Where do you live? What are you driving? What are you doing that has substance? Something that you own. I'm not talking about leasing a car because I was seeing a lot of that too. Everybody got the foreigns right now. The APR low. We got to understand it's COVID. Everybody's trying to make their money. They're going to put you in something and have you paying it for 5 years.
And that's all they want.
The thing. That's all they want. And I'm like, yo, go buy a house real quick. Just buy it. Or put your money to the side. It's like money burns a hole in our pocket. Because like you said, we the biggest consumers, but we are what they would say like some of the poorest people as a whole.
Yeah.
And it don't make a difference. That's why I'm like, no, me as a millionaire don't matter. Even just helping my family, that don't matter. You really have to help a collection of families. Because me by myself, listen, in my neighborhood, I drive through that gate, they see me as, oh, this just a black girl. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even respected the way that it should be. It's looked at, well, how did you do this? It's to the point where when I talk about my story or my success, they actually want to know, like, they surprised, they shocked. They're like, wow. You're so young, what made you do that?
I guarantee you, 9 times out of 10, they probably think you're married to an athlete.
Something crazy.
Something like that, yeah.
And they try to really tiptoe around the question. That's why I'm real transparent, and I just tell them, like, this is how I did it. This is what I did, because they always assume, like, well, what do you do? Well, what does your husband do? Like, real weird. Because what you don't post on Instagram obviously doesn't exist, right? So they always ask the odd questions. They always ask the stuff that's like, yeah, but they try to do it in a real nice way. And I'm like, no, I already know what you're thinking, so let me just get straight to the point. This is who I am, this is what it is, and you got to kind of demand and respect. But that's what happens as a whole, too. So, how we carry ourselves out here, even, like, I was all for marching. At the time, I think I just had the baby, so I couldn't partake in many marches, so I just supported as many companies that I could. I was cash apping left and right. Well, who are you? What's your organization? Take it, take it. But I was telling them, we got to find a different way to express ourselves and hit them where it hurt. I was not with the looting.
Yeah, no.
I like it.
But here's the thing I'll say about that as well, because for years, like we've seen, I can specifically remember the Rodney King verdict and the lootings that took place across the country, but they were all in our neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And tearing down our own small mom and pop shops, black shops, or whoever.
They cannot recuperate.
This year, when a lot of the rioting was going on, and there again, I'm saying with the millennials and with call to action, like, yo, it wasn't too much rioting in the hood. It was more rioting where that would really hurt them.
Especially
the downtown stores. Yeah.
So the city, they still got boards. They still boarded up. They was like, we scared. I remember driving down here to drop my grandma off, and I needed to go to the ATM for her. And the ATM was boarded. I was like, let me go back home, because I could actually go to my ATM. Everything was closed. But it was just a little bit like West Philly. They did West Philly. They did West Philly real bad. And I'm like, you got to be mindful. Y'all messing up stuff that we can't collectively afford to fix. So now you're giving them another opportunity to come in and get in with their fit in. Yeah, you can't afford this. You're about to lose it. It's messed up. You can't keep up with the vacant property permits or the demo stuff that may need to happen because you done burnt something down. And you just giving them another. It's like we give them so many opportunities. You got to understand the ball is always in our court. It's just about what you do with it. And some people just get so upset. And again, they acting before they think. So, like, I'm just big on using your mind. Take that moment for yourself. I meditate. Okay. I'm really good at just getting in my head and collect them. I had all my babies natural because I'm able to zen. Like, I will take a moment if I need it, and I will get myself together, and I will think about it. And I just feel like the more we talk and have these kind of conversations, it'll become normal. It'll become a thing. Everybody woke, man. We talking about stocks. We're having conversations now through social media that nobody ever talked about. We talking about
or even thought about.
Yeah, and I think that's what it is too. So now I'm seeing certain interest rates are changing, and I think Chase Bank said you need $1 million in collateral for them to even give you a loan. And nobody's walking around with $1 million.
Yeah, I was about to say, who the hell got that? Look, if I got $1 million, I don't need the loan.
Listen, I was a millionaire for 2 years before I was actually a millionaire. Okay.
Whoa.
Forget what's on paper. When the value changed, I would have been back regular. I was like, no, most people don't walk around with that type of money that they can afford to put up or really show. A lot of people aren't liquid. And I said, this is the time now to really educate yourself and learn the loopholes. So, like, I'm big on business credit. Get that business credit. Received it. They talk about Donald Trump all the time, but they ain't paying attention. He's the only person I know can leave the whole hotel on the boardwalk like bye. I said, that's because that was his business credit. Y'all have to learn about entities and trust. You got to learn. It's not about running the same race over and over. And that's kind of how I felt in the beginning of it. I'm like, why are we marching? They was marching back then. We need to do something different.
Do some
We need to
more
do something. They gotta
action.
hear us. Like they gotta. It's really a thing. Cause I'm like, well, it's like we begging for a hug. It's like, see
Hmm.
us, hear us. First of all, they know we here. Understand that we the ones that put food on their table. They know we here. Okay.
For
Anything
sure.
that they doing to us
They
is because they
definitely know we
want to
here.
do to us. They know we here.
Yeah, they know we
So
and ain't going nowhere.
no. But I just feel like making a stand the right way is what makes all the sense.
For sure.
Makes all the sense. So I'm happy. I'm happy. This was
Gotta
good. This was
be.
nice.
And I'm happy for you. I'm
Thank
happy
you.
with the success that you had personally, you know, to help
Yeah.
uplift you and your family out of a bad situation. And then not only that, you didn't turn your back on others behind you.
No.
And that's the biggest thing. That's you know that's
Yeah.
awesome for with anybody out there. It doesn't matter the status. You know, you come and as you just said, you are a product of your environment. Well, let's go back to our environment and try to make it better.
So that's what makes the difference. I mean, you can take
Yeah.
your success and run with it, but understand you're not going to be embraced the same way. And it's not easy. You know, you get
Hmm.
certain people who they just used to stuff. Some people are creatures of habit, but after a while, it takes patience. It didn't take us to be traumatized overnight. It took years of slavery, years
Yes.
of being mutilated, beaten, and raped. And I feel like we so quick to give up on our own people sometimes. No, let's cancel this person. They did something that we don't like, or they said something we don't like. But a yes or a no, sir, the other people. Why? And they could do what they want. I'm telling you, they outright blatantly disrespect us. Like, you think about how often you do the four wings and the fried rice behind the glass. You don't even have the common respect to have interaction like a human. You know what they
Yep.
do to animals in the zoo? You behind the gator, you behind the glass. But we are cash out on Chinese people.
Fast.
Even now with the susu, I think this whole susu thing going. I mean, they doing it a little different because they were using Cash App. And everybody was like, oh, this is a scam. It's a scam. No, Chinese people build their wealth by doing the susu.
Yeah.
They'll come in. It'll be 10 people. Everybody put 10,000. That's 100,000. You take that and build. And when you done, put it back in the pot, and we're gonna give it to the next person. That's a
Hmm.
real thing. But now
And
here it
then
is. We
yep.
trying to build, do our little susus. They like, oh no, that's a scam, and you can't do this. No, that's because we can't work together. We can work together for everybody else's benefit, but for the greater good of ourselves, we can't do
It's
it. So I'm
hard. Yeah.
patient. Well, I'm a mom too, so you know that comes with the patient territory. But I'm
Fast.
really patient, and every now and again I just go in and I say it again. You got to do it with kindness. And
Bottom line.
sometimes I'm Martin Luther. Sometimes,
Sometimes you got to be Malcolm.
sometimes I'm Malcolm. It depends on the day.
Yes.
It definitely depends on the day. So if I'm ever in Durham, I'm gonna find you. If you ever need
For
help,
sure.
I'm a private lender. I actually use my own funds to revitalize one project at a time. I ain't
Hey,
super,
one
super
project
big
at a
yet,
time.
but I do one project at a time. And I help people like refi, and that's all you need to do. You pull that out, and you just move it to the next project, one family at a time,
For sure,
and
definitely.
it
I
just
got
goes
somebody
on.
I want to introduce you to too.
Okay.
She's a black mortgage lender down in Charlotte, and yeah, I think you guys will work good together and definitely come up with some great ideas.
Yeah, well, no problem. You let me know how else I can support the cause.
For
I'm
sure.
definitely going to be supporting it with walks. Now I can get outside. As I had a baby, I'm already in. So I'm out. I can get some fresh air. I'm definitely going to sponsor some more. And I actually do want to do at least one rally. I didn't get a chance to do it. Like I said, I was, just having a baby. But now I'm out. I'm free. And
Yep.
I want to just do one walk,
Okay.
and just make it through. But it was a pleasure speaking to you.
For sure. Same here. Same here. And we'll definitely be in touch again and hope to see you soon.
You will. You definitely going to see me. You will
No
definitely
doubt.
see me. And you have a good Saturday.
All right. You too now.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
You finished your ice cream? Let me wipe your hands, Mama. Hey, y'all. Son, what are you doing? Oh, you can't be arguing. But if I don't want you to tell them, then you know. Hi, guys. Oh, hey, Miko. Hi. Listen, y'all know I was driving in the beginning, so I couldn't read all the comments. I couldn't read all the comments. What was y'all? Was y'all asking me questions? Y'all had some stuff going on? I don't know. I love y'all. Excellent job. Well, thank you. Y'all know I speak from the heart every time I get a chance. When I get your ear, I really need y'all to dig it because y'all know how I feel about it. My next project, I'm actually working on two currently, but the biggest thing, I have a 7 unit that I'm fixing up, and I want to do transitional housing with it. And I'm trying to figure out if I want to do it for like single moms, the moms that Yeah, go to shelters because a lot of our shelters and things are full. Or do I want to do it for the youth because there's a lot of people who are homeless, and the majority of them are teenagers, like between the ages of 17 and 19, and they literally don't have a place to live, and I think that's like insane. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with their 7 unit once it's all fixed up. I see greatness in you. Thank you. I tell myself that in the mirror every day, like, look, girl, you great. Because I'm telling you, not every day I feel great. But you got to keep pushing because it's really for the people. You go to foreclosure, but you don't know what the next step. I can certainly help you. The hard part is over. You got your property. How can you link with me? You could always call. The number is in the bio, but it's 267-419 Rose. Everything is Rosebud Investments. The website too, Rosebud Investments. I got a bunch of little real estate courses. So if you go in on my Instagram in the bio, and you'll see like the Rose. It says real estate courses, but you'll be able to see it. It'll take you to like Rosebud University. It's like 30, 40 classes. How to become a landlord, how to become certified to rent to Section 8 tenants, how to rent to veterans, how to do transitional housing. Because the government will actually pay you up to 18,000 a month per person for transitional housing stuff. That's the big money. Like I do both. I'm all for Section 8 too, but that's where the real big money is. And it's the things that you can just set in motion and not have to worry about revisiting. And you don't got to worry about tenants coming in and out. What do I prefer? Starting your own business or buying a franchise? Um, you know, I don't speak on things that I don't have no experience in because I never, ever, ever did a franchise before. But I feel like building your business is more beneficial because it teaches you more. It's nothing like experience. Experience is the best teacher. So it's like a crash course, a business course. It's like going to Harvard for business because you learn everything. You learn how to incorporate. You learn how to manage your money. You learn how to hire CPAs. You learn, how to move around and how to get stuff done. So I'm gonna always be an advocate for doing your own business. You want to put that work into yourself because once you open a franchise, that is still somebody else's company at the end of the day. If you can stand and do both, I would do both. But if I had to choose, I would always say I'm choosing for myself. Yeah, choosing for myself. Money is the cheapest it's ever been. I agree. Rosebud is the real deal. Matt, MG, the mortgage guy. You was my brother forever. I miss you, Matt. I gotta call you sometime today. Y'all was just saying hi. Hey y'all. Hey y'all. Y'all heard me fussing with these babies? They fussing with each other now. All right. I feel like I didn't go live in a long time. Are you knowledgeable about investing in tax lien property in Alabama? Yes. So when you guys come to me from different cities and states, I literally do service all cities and states. But to answer your question, real estate is black and white, no matter where you are. The only thing that changes is the numbers in the market. It's all about owning something. It's doors, it's windows, and it's numbers. Once you can articulate that, you can move in any state and area. It's money to be made. You can pull money. Like I hear people saying, like they priced out. I got clients from California. I had a client the other day in California, and I told them about the auction. They opened and bid is 1,500 too, just like Philly, California. An auction in California, the opening bid is $1,500. People over there like thinking that California is the highest place. I'm like, yo, no. Get something that's not newly renovated that's gonna cost you $3 million and fix it up to what you want it, and it may take time. Yes, baby. Okay, that's okay. It may take time, but it's worth it. I feel like we just sometimes so in a rush to get something. No, this is not a sprint. This is a marathon. It is about the long haul. It's about longevity. Anything that you get fast, you probably lose it fast too. So yeah, California, $1,500. Could you believe it? All because I was doing my research. I was doing my due diligence. That's all it takes. You said you miss me. I miss you too. You've been hiding from me. I'm used to you in my DMs. You ain't even been there. I'm doing one-on-ones now, and I'm off my maternity leave. I'm done. You're doing a great job. Thank you. I'm nothing without y'all. Y'all already know. Queen on here dropping gems. Hey, wrong way. They don't hear me. I was trying to get on your live the other day because you was dropping gems about getting incorporated, and I was trying to tell them, listen, you hit a big one when you told them that you was the owner and the work. I was like, they don't know nothing about that S corp. I'm on payroll for Rosebuds, and I own it. They don't know. It's all about teaching our people. Say hi, son. Hi. That's a hi. Y'all never get to see my son. Y'all always get to see the girl. All right, y'all. Our people need to work together, and we will. Congrats on the baby. Thank you. She 3 months as of The 27th. When the 27th should be 3 months. Even with that, it was a crazy experience because I had the baby at home in a pool. Literally, we hired a midwife, we hired a doctor to come in and deliver the baby. I didn't feel comfortable going to the hospital. I just was like, I can't do it. And I was just like, damn, look at the luxuries you're afforded when you move a certain way. Like, you could do everything on your own. Like, I did it on my own type time. I got the push when I was ready. I got the hill in my home. It was just everything was crazy. And I'm like, how many people have to go to these hospitals or feel like they have to go to these hospitals and then they dying? Y'all know the mortality rate in Black women when having babies is like the highest ever. I think we were higher than like Mexico. And Mexico is like a third world country at a point. I'm like, yo, really? Because it's a business. It's like, we don't really take ourselves as serious as we should. We seen as being like extra and all that. No, you got to take yourself serious. It's about you at the end of the day. Ain't nobody going to have you like you got you. So you got to make sure you got your back. And you got to make sure you build up a team that's strong enough to carry you. Speak for free. I don't care. You know why? Because if you got somebody that's strong and you got their back, when you need them and they have yours, you get to elevate and you get to build. It ain't about Tetris. We ain't knocking each other down. This is Legos. We building each other up. This is what it's about. My fitness routine, don't have one. I chase kids around all day and I drink isogenics. If you DM me, isogenics is really good. That gives me a lot of energy. But I don't work out. I ain't gonna lie. I have a really small frame. I think it might be hereditary for me. I'm gonna be honest. I'm looking forward to getting together with you on the call. I'm here whenever. We gotta connect. Hey, Runway, you ain't even gotta ask. I'm definitely around. How can I set up the one-on-one? It is online. If you go to the website, you just book the real estate investment call. Even with that, I'm giving out $14,500 worth of unsecured credit to build your credit. I'm giving it. Listen to me again, okay? I'm giving out, like giving it to you. It's Christmas, okay? $14,500 to build your credit score. To build your, cause y'all make excuses, but for real, it ain't really none. It ain't really none. Everything to us is accessible. It's at our fingertips. Why? Oh, cause you was picking with her. She a baby. You can't put your hands in there with her. That's why she threw up on you. But y'all make a lot of excuses, so it's no excuses. I was sponsored by MasterCard. I actually have my own security card. Y'all can use that too, but it ain't as big as the 14,000. Like I really want us to grow as a whole, so that we can move. Like I was trying to even do what was it that they had? Toomsboro. I literally went and got approved for a loan for $1.8 million, and I was like trying. I got my little real estate group. We came together. We were trying to make it a thing because it's really important that we set our own foundation out here, and we're not that far away. Everybody's woke. All you got to do is keep tuning into lives like this. Follow your gurus. I'm not saying that you got to invest in every single course that come along. Even mine, I'll tell you, if you don't feel like it's beneficial and you're not going to take advantage of it, don't book it, don't buy it. But it's a lot of free information out here too. Yep, it's right on my website. Once you do the call, I just give it to you. Nope, it's not a trade line. It's permanent. It's not temporary. I don't believe in trade lines. I mean, they're okay, but they're only good if you need something right away, like a house or a car, because they don't stick around. And once they fall off, it's a closed account. Yep, your one-on-one's doing cool, finding a deal. I help with that too. The Detroit market is really good. It needs to be revitalized though. They don't have really strong after repair values right now. But I'm a buy and hold person, so I don't really look for ARVs. I more so just look for, the rental aspect of it. Like, okay, how many people are renting in this area? What do the rents go for? Can I do Section 8? What the community calls for. All right. So it's mommy time. I know y'all heard me. Momming. I pulled over so now I can get everybody out the car. I love y'all so much. I'm going to make it a point to go live more because I know y'all been asking me. And I be trying to have stuff organized, and I like to be in one place at one time, but I can't always do that. I'm going to make it a mental note to go live at least once a week. But I love you guys, and thank you for being here.